Thank you. It's an incredible journey. A journey of personal discovery, a journey of awakening something that I didn't know existed in me. And by having the honor to stand in front of you, I'm blessed and I'm forever grateful to Jeunesse Global, to the founders, and to the management of this company. Can we all give a big round of applause to Jeunesse Global, Wendy and Randy, Taiwan, Scott. Come on, a big round of applause, please. I know we can do better than that. But most important of all, I want to give, collectively, each and every single one of you, a huge round of applause for being here today. So another big round of applause, please. When Kim Hui invited me to come here for our second Asia Jeunesse University, I'm very honored. And I was asked to do a topic of mindset, a mindset of entrepreneur. And as we all know that mindset, the topic mindset is pretty pervasive. And it's very broad. And mindset kind of guides us pretty much in everything that we do in life. And I thought long and hard, what can I do of value? What can I bring of value? What have I learned the last 20 plus years of entrepreneurship? What can I bring to the people right here in Malaysia and Singapore? So I have prepared something for all of us. It took me 20 plus years to deliver this today. So would you like to hear my journey of 20-somewhat plus years, but delivered in 30 minutes? Would you like to hear it? Yes. Thank you. And it literally took me 20 years of living entrepreneurship life, of connecting those dots and living life and connecting those experiences to have come to this point. And I want to share the gift with all of you. It is a journey of success. Now, success have different meanings to different people. To me, success, the term success, whatever it is you want to accomplish, the term success, the journey, to me, is divided in 3 phases. The first phase of success is the pre-success phase. How many of you want to become successful in life? Show of hands. Give yourself a big round of applause. The first stage is pre. The middle stage, the second stage is called doing. The third stage is called post-success. And the first phase is one of the most important phases. How do we engage in success? And that's pre-success. And there are 2 very important components of doing the pre-success phase. And first is something called imagination. Now, everything I'm going to share with you, folks, you already knew. Perhaps through my experiences, it's a gentle reminder to kindle that part of our brain that kind of reminds you that, you know what, it makes sense. You know what, if she can do it, if all these diamonds and beyond can do it, you can do it as well. So imagination, everything begins with imagination. And the second component during the pre-phase is something called intentions. I remember on September 9, 2009, in Los Angeles, when we started Jeunesse, we had incredible imagination. We imagined ourselves of building a global dynasty, We imagined ourselves of helping others, reaching financial independence. We imagine ourselves changing lives positively around the globe. And we set the intention of making that happen. When you have those two ingredients for the preface of success, guess what? You are there 50%. Now, if it's so simple, how come people just don't follow through? What is it that prevents people from starting to imagine again? Think about that. It's a very simple question. And yet, it's quite loaded. And I think our society, especially these days, have conditioned us because of whatever things that had happened or taught. Society have all these things that have taught us to stop dreaming again, stop imagining again. I remember when I was a little kid, I would always imagine me of becoming financially independent, or become a multi-millionaire. But somehow, somewhat, after going to school, graduate from college, then working a job, after 10 years of hard work, being laid off, then somehow that imagination sort of fade away. That ability to imagine sort of fade away. But I'm here to share with you the story of my life started 51 years ago. And it took me 20 plus years of adulthood, of entrepreneurship to put all this together. So, imagination, it sounds so simple. But what prevents people of beginning to imagine again, or having that, tapping into that ability, that innate ability that exists within each and every single one of us, is something I had talked about the other day in a training here in KL. Talk about snapshots of people that have formed in their life. You can obviously watch it on YouTube later on. So that's a preface. When we started Jeunesse, we were full of imagination. And we also set an intention for that imagination. Because through that pre-phase, it's going to help you engage the working phase, the doing phase. And after I talk about the three phases, coming back to it, it will make a lot more sense to you. You set you have your imagination of what you want to accomplish, and you set your intention of what you want to accomplish. That part is done. Now, let's get into doing your journey to become successful. Doing your journey to success. First thing you gotta have is faith. You gotta have that inner sense of knowing that whatever intention that you have set out to do, that it is gonna come true. You got to have that faith. You gotta have that inner knowing. I believe all this incredible panel, all the diamonds, have poured their heart out to share with you the mindset and the skill set of what it takes to build it. When we started Jeunesse, did we have challenges? Absolutely. The company management have challenges? Absolutely. But what was it that kept us going? It was that inner knowing that we are going to get there. When you have the imagination, we have some of the people in the audience, maybe you're artists, maybe you're an architect. You have a blueprint. The blueprint is your imagination, and you set an intention for it. But in order for you to build a dynasty, a skyscraper, you've got to have faith. You've got to have the inner knowing that that is going to happen. And to deliver that masterpiece, it's going to take patience. And it's also going to take focus. When challenges come, what do? We got to tap into that inner knowing. Some of you heard the story. When we started Jeunesse, we started in several countries. We started in Hong Kong, Taiwan, Indonesia, and United States of America. And I remember the first few years of this journey, I was hopping from country to country. Do you think there were people that didn't believe us? How many want to take a guess? Would you guess that there were people that didn't believe in us? Would you believe that there were people that laughed at us? We are no different than you. Whatever you have gone through, we went through. So what kept us going? Is that inner knowing. That whatever intention we set out to do, we were going to build this global dynasty. We're going to build something that touched lives and change lives around the world. That we knew was going to happen. You got to have patience and focus. When challenge come, what do? Do we give up? No. Or do we focus? No. We focus on solutions. We do not focus on the disappointment, but we focus on solution. What can we do? Oftentimes in life, when challenge come, we kept asking our head, what can I do? And why is this all thing? Why is this happening? Why do my friends reject me? Why do my family don't see this? Why do my friends laugh at me? But instead of asking those questions, ask something that knew the answer, which has been with you your entire life. And that's here. Your heart is full of wisdom. Be willing to tap into it. That inner sense of knowing, it's right here. Focus. Focus on what you need to do. Focus on your dream, the blueprint, the imagination you had created. I remember one of the meetings, the earlier meetings that we did. We were like, people were challenging us during the meeting. They were booing us out of the room. What did we do? Now, we had two choices at that time. One, we'll tuck our tail and we'll leave. If we had done that, we wouldn't have what we have here today. It's about choices. We chose to stick our ground, to stay our ground, and to fight for what we believe. Would you do that? Yes. Only you know. And one of the most important part of that during your successful journey, this middle phase, and that seemingly the longest phase of this journey, is that during the working process, the most important thing is to trust the process. Trusting that whatever we're going through in your part of your journey, in your business, it is part of the process. Many people say, you know what, I want to become a diamond. Show me the quickest way to become a diamond. It's not a race for success. It is a journey to success. When you want to build a building, what is the part that took the longest? Foundation. The foundation. You got to be willing to dig the foundation and build a foundation. Oftentimes, people think, well, you know, to build a foundation, that means I have to find enough people to build a foundation with. Do you know what is the most important foundation of all? Is that work in progress of that inner self, us. When through all these ups and downs, these challenges, all these things, you know what it's building? It's building your character. The universe is testing how strong you want to become successful. When people didn't believe in us, when even the ones that are very near to you, the ones that you think you're doing for, they didn't see what you saw, what would you do? Would you stick your ground? Or would you succumb to mediocrity? What would you do? If you believe so much, and if you knew, let me ask this question. If you knew that you couldn't fail, if you knew that 2 or 3 years, maybe 5, 6 years, you're going to achieve your dreams, what would you do? Would you give it your all? Would you give it your all? For what? For your dream. But in order for you to have that commitment, there's some of the voices that are so loud and say yes, because you know what you're fighting for. You know what you want to accomplish. You have that determination that says yes. Now, if you have a family that you want to support, if you want to live life, you have this imagination, if you could live your life right now from this point on, How would you imagine to live your life? Only you know. Only you knew what kind of lifestyle you want to provide for your family. Only you knew what's in you. Only you knew, and only you can tap into that potential. When we were going through building this business, country after country, some good, some a little challenging, what did we do? It is part of the process. Whatever stage you are in your business, you've got to trust the process. How many of you want to become a diamond? Show of hands. How many want to become a real diamond? Show of hands. Do you know what a real diamond is? A real diamond is someone that walks the talk and they're doing the work. A real diamond is above and beyond its rank. A real diamond is something, do you know why some of the diamonds become so emotional? When they walk across the stage, they become so emotional. Do you know why? Because they have lived through the experiences. They have lived through it and they were able to stand on the ground, stand on stage to share with you their story. When you have gone through the challenges, when you have gone through different life lessons, some you signed up for, some you didn't sign up for. Only those have walked the path then realized the true meaning of becoming a diamond. It's interesting in our business. There are diamonds. As you go out there building your business, you're looking for diamonds. And there are times you see something glittering out in the field. And you go, wow, that is my diamond. Little did we know that it's only a cubic zirconia. What would you want to be? Do you want to be a real diamond or a cubic zirconia? Because a real diamond is above and beyond money. Real diamond comes from here, not just here. That's the platform we have here in Jeunesse. Trusting the process. It is part of the process. I know there are times it seems tough. That so-called tough, that is just only a projection of the feeling that we thought we had. It's just, sometimes that feeling is a distortion. It's a projection of whatever it is. But understand something. It is part of the process. I remember in the earlier days when I went to Hong Kong for Harris' team. Harris promised a lot of people to show up. But there wasn't a lot of people that showed up. And Harris was really disappointed. He says, Kim, I'm so sorry. You flew all this way, but not too many people came. I said, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I said, move on. He says, you're not upset? I said, why should I? He said, you flew all this way. And I promised you a lot of people. And I said, Harris, it's part of the process. Because when you walk through that path, you understand how it feels. Some of you perhaps right now is in the valleys of your business. You know, this is peaks and valley in business and in life. You might be in the valleys. It's okay. We all been through it. Maybe perhaps that's a lesson that was given to us. If I haven't gone through those valleys of life, I wouldn't have the compassion to be on stage, to share that with you. It is all part of the process. We want to become successful. We want it now. We want it today. That immediate gratification. You know what? It takes a lot of heat. It takes a lot of heat to build a diamond. Do you have what it takes to withstand the heat? Do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to fight for your dream? Do you? is very interesting. Only you know. The response is different. That's why in this platform, there are people that make a lot of money, and there are people that don't make much money, or don't make any money at all. Life, at least in Jeunesse Global, is a level playing field. I don't care what background you came from. I don't care if you're that dude or whatever. We all started as an independent distributor. You want to rise your way to the top? Work it. You want to have respect? Earned it. You want people to respect you? Earned it. You don't become a real diamond? Work it. That's what we all did. When I started Jeunesse, there was no jade, no pearl, no sapphire, no ruby, none of that stuff. As a matter of fact, from day one, left side 0, right side 0. From day one, nobody made a dime yet. We got the bottle, we made it, we placed our order, got our first product that came. We got this thing and we can't even pronounce resveratrol or stem cell technology. We were hoping and praying that that thing worked. But look at how far we've gone. Everything that went on the last few years, it was part of the process. And you gotta trust it. When you have the inner sense of knowing, the inner knowing that this is part of the deal, that whatever you have imagined, that it is come true and it will come true. Would you give it your all? Would you? Look at all these diamonds. Look at Kina, what she said. Look at all these incredible people. Look at their hearts. I tell you, we've got incredible people in this room. I want to share this story with you. A few years ago, when this person came to me, and she hugged me. She said, "Kim, you mark my word. I'm going to be a diamond, and I'm going to be a diamond." And I didn't know how she was going to do it. She goes, "Kim, I want it so bad. I can taste it. I'm going to become a diamond." With that conviction, I told myself, if she was willing to walk her path, she was willing and trust the process, she shall be a diamond. She will be a diamond. And you know who that person was? That was Kina. She told me that a few years ago. Sometimes, see, when you set your words out, her imagination, what she want to accomplish, and her conviction, and her intentions. Was it tough doing the course? Absolutely. But she stuck her course, and the universe yielded to her. Last but not least, the most important part of this journey to success, to me, is the post-success part. When we have reached a little success, we have to learn to reflect our journey, to reflect the things that had happened during that course. Because through reflection, it will allow us to discover things, life, lessons that was planted there from day one through the intentions and through the imagination. And through our discovery, we're able to connect those experiences and those lessons in life. Through that, we're able to shift our emotions, we're able to shift our situations, and we'll grow from those experiences. And I want to share this with you. Through my reflection of this journey, we have a little success. So through this reflection of my journey, I want to share something with you. Recently, I had taken on this exercise called yoga. And my yoga instructor has said this, that really helped me to reflect this business. And the teacher says, when you are stretching or when you are doing a pose, there's two things that she said really dawned on me. One is that when you do a pose, do it with integrity. Sometimes when you do a pose that you don't feel like doing, but you still got it. When you do it, some people say, whatever, I'll do the pose. That whatever lacks integrity. But when you do something, might as well do it with integrity. No matter how hard, how tough it seems, do it with integrity. And so I reflect it back into our business. When times get tough, do you do it for the sake of doing, or you doing it with a passion, with integrity? And the second thing she said was that when we're doing certain pose, or when you're doing certain stretch, it is painful. She said, when it gets painful, don't just drop the form. When it gets painful, stay there and take a deep breath. Breathe in. Then when you breathe out, you're able to reach and tap into a whole new space. You're able to reach a little further than you were. Same thing with our business. When times get tough, take a breather. Breathe in. Go back to think about your imagination. Go back to think about the intention, the things that you're fighting for, why you're doing this. Then when you take a deep breath, that will allow you to stretch a little further, to reach out of your comfort zone. Because it is through the silence of those breaths that allow us to tap into the breakthrough zone. Hello. How many of you want to break through in life? How many want to break through your current circumstances? How many want to break through? Show of hands. How many of you, if there is a way, look, the universe is listening. How many of you would say to yourself that I am a diamond and I will be a diamond? How many would say that? Let's do, you know what? The universe is listening. If you want to become a diamond, I truly believe that each and every single one of us, a diamond within. There is a diamond sitting inside. It's just like what Michelangelo said. The gentleman, the artist, that craft David in his marble statue. When he was interviewed, they asked him, why, the reporter asked Michelangelo, what was it in your mind? How did you create this incredible, immaculate David, the statue of David? He said to the reporter, he says, I did not create David. He says, David already existed within the marble. And he says, all I did was to chip away the imperfection that didn't belong to David. To me, Janice, same thing. You are a diamond within. Question is, do you have the courage? Do you have the persistence? Do you have the patience? Do you have the focus to carve out those imperfections and let the brilliance, the diamond within to shine through? Do you? Yes. You do. And I do hope that you do. Because I am no different than you. We are no different than you. I am a housewife. I am a stay-home mom, a doctor's wife. Before Janice, I was doing billing for my husband's medical practice. I was doing payroll for his nurses. But there's something I wanted more in life. There's something that I knew I was destined for. Thank goodness for this platform. For me to be where I am here today. So for those of you that wanted to change, for those of you that are so loud and so bold, I congratulate you for saying, yes, I want to become a diamond. Because it can be done and it will be done. When you follow and understand the 3 phases, that journey to success. Anytime, whenever you're in doubt, remember the pre, the during, and the post. Because once you reach little success, don't just stop there. It is an evolution. Life is ever evolving. Pay it forward. That's why we're so grateful to our international delegation that they flew here to support this event. Just like what Yvonne said, Malaysia and Singapore have a very special place in our hearts. You have no idea. You have no idea how this country had put Jeunesse on the map. Many of your success stories here in Malaysia and Singapore, because of those stories that have helped inspire so many different countries in Latin America, in North America, in Europe. Your story is spreading all over. I believe wherever we are here today, starting with gratitude in each and every one of our hearts, you can create another wave bigger than ever before, because I believe Malaysia and Singapore will be one of the top markets in Jeunesse Global. So let's together, let's begin a new journey to success, a new journey to solidify and to tap into, let the process that refinement to chip down the imperfections that didn't belong to us and become successful in life, and let's pay it forward. Thank you so very much for having me here, and I do hope that this journey makes a difference to your life. Thank you very much.
Big applause once again, ladies and gentlemen, to your presidential diamond, Kim Hui. Thank you.